How are the two cities reacting? The Advocate in Baton Rouge says it's simply believe that. Meanwhile, in Indianapolis, Peyton Manning pictured with the headline Heartbreak. How does the pick impact his Super Bowl legacy? NFL Live right now.
Welcome to NFL Live, presented by Pizza Hut.
Fittingly, in the city of New Orleans, there was our own Herm Edwards playing for the Eagles in Super Bowl 15, a game they lost to the Raiders 27-10 before Sunday night. That was the last Super Bowl Herm Edwards ever watched. Hi, everybody, and welcome into NFL Live. Trey Wingo is here, Tim Hasselbeck is here, and there is my man, the Herminator. Herm, what was it like actually watching the game?
Well, that was some bad highlights right there. You know what I noticed right away about watching this game?
Yeah.
A lot of people on the sideline that had nothing to do with the game, that's for sure, but really very entertaining game, but it goes back to the same old deal. Whether it's a Super Bowl preseason game, championship game, you got to block, you got to tackle, you got to run, and you got to catch the ball, and you got to kick.
That is true. Your dad and your brother also played on Super Sunday. And by the way, you watched it. You were not alone. Super Bowl 44, now the most watched television show in the history of the medium, surpassing the series finale of MASH set back in 1983. Super Bowl 44, good game with a pretty good finishing kick. We should have known right away the Saints wore white. They were going to win. That with their win on Sunday, the last 6 Super Bowl champs have all won white come Super Sunday. The Colts still decided to show up. There was Dwight Freeney starting early. He was pretty effective early on.
Yeah, early on, he looked like that ankle was fine, really rushing the passer with some aggression and getting some pressure at times. But Drew Brees here able to get through his progression and get the ball out in the flat. But you see Freeney does not look like his ankle was bothering him earlier in the game.
Started with a couple of 3-and-outs they did, and one of them because of this drop by Marcus Colston. Herm, you got to make that catch.
Yeah, and this is anxiety. Opening drive, not looking the ball in.
And then the Colts began to work it a little bit. Running game. Joseph Adai up the middle for 16 yards. 2 plays later, Adai one more time, gashing him for another 11-yard gain. And then 3 plays later on a 3rd and 1, Joseph Adai busted up the gut. The longest tackle of his run of his season for 26 yards. Darren Sharper, Herm, what's he doing here?
Well, dropped his head, and you cannot drop your head tackle. You got to keep your head up, eyes up, make the tackle, and Adai does a great job of protecting the ball.
And that, as they say, led to this on 3rd and 6. Manning to Pierre Garçon. Touchdown, it's 10-0, and that, Tim, you got the feeling, the Colts are rolling.
Oh, absolutely. Peyton Manning really looked sharp throughout that drive. And as you look at it here, he recognizes Usama Young in the game for Jabari Greer, who was injured to play earlier. And they have a vice on Pierre Garçon. Roman Harper, the safety, is going to look up any in-breaking route, but because of the poor jam, they just split the double team with Pierre Garçon running vertical, and Peyton Manning delivers a perfect throw.
That's a 96-yard touchdown drive, tied for the longest in Super Bowl history. Then the second quarter, the Saints were moving, and Dwight Freeney just bull rushes Jermon Bushrod and takes him down for the sack.
And that's what you call a bull rush, and really, you got to set yourself left tackle, and you got to use the chipper to your left side. That didn't happen. Sack.
One-handed takedown. They had to settle for a field goal. So now, here we go. And this might have been the key of the game. That was a 3rd down. Pierre Garçon drops it. Would have been a 1st down. Could have run forever. Maybe they go up 13 or 17-3. Instead, they're forced to punt. And after the punt, Brees to Marcus Colston. This one he does not drop. Down to the 3-yard line, 27-yard gain. Then it set up this really interesting situation. 3rd and goal. They try to give it to Mike Bell. Kelvin Hayden comes up and stuffs him on 4th and goal. Sean Payton, always gambling, goes for it. And Thomas gets the handoff, but the Colts are there denying them, Tim, on 4th and goal.
Great job of Clint Sessions and Gary Brackett filling to the hole and making a play on Pierre Thomas.
Okay, but they do get a field goal after an exchange, and then to start the second half, a surprise onside kick. Now, Hank Baskett for the Colts is there. He's a receiver, but it bounces off his helmet. The scrum took forever here, but it was a great play.
Yeah, great play. And what you always tell your front line guys is see the ball kick. Hank Baskett left way too early and allowed this to happen to him. And now he feels like the Flyer's going to hit him. And he's trying to get down low and catch the ball. Great call by Sean Payton.
It took forever for them to finally make a decision. I think that ball must have changed hands 5 times in that scrum somewhere.
Big athletic offensive lineman that blocked well out in space. Stinchcomb, Goodwin, Jeremy Shockey getting in the mix. Excellent job of blocking down the field.
Saints take the lead 13-10. And throws like this one, that's why try the onside kick. You can't make that throw any better to Dallas Clark.
And he found a little bitty window to throw that in.
And then Joseph Adai, I tell you, he was on pace to be the MVP of this game had the Colts won it. On a run up the middle, touchdown, and just like that, the Manning family celebrates. They're back on top, 17-13. Then in the fourth quarter, Colts 4th and 2. This time they're going for it on 4th and 2. And their bread and butter play, the little quick slant to Reggie Wayne, gain of 14. But they failed to capitalize because on 4th and 11, questionable decision here to go for a 51-yard field goal.
Listen, at this point in his career for Matt Stover, that's a long kick in a big spot. I think Peyton Manning knows they really made a mistake there.
Yeah,
gave up field position.
Exactly, and boy, did Drew Brees make them pay. One more time to Colson. That's good coverage. That's just a perfect throw for a first down. Later, 2nd and 4, David Thomas, the former Patriot tight end, gets into the act. A lot of missed tackles in this game for Indianapolis. And then Jeremy Shockey from the U for the touchdown. Brees 7 of 7 on the drive. They up by 5. They're going for 2 to Lance Moore. Originally ruled no-go, but Sean Payton challenges, and it turned out to be an excellent challenge.
An excellent challenge by Sean Payton because the ball looks like it comes out early, but clearly Lance Moore has possession of the football, and he has it crossing the plane to the goal line.
So with 5:42 left, they're up by 7, and then the play that will be remembered forever in both cities. Tracy Porter, pick 6, 74 yards to the house. Bad throw perhaps by Payton. Tim, what did you think of this play?
I did not like the route of Reggie Wayne. You're going to see him at the top of this route really chop his feet. And Tracy Porter is able to jump the route and really run the route better than Reggie Wayne, and that's why he's off to the races.
And that was it. 74 yards. That really put the game away. Now, Payton did bring them back down the field. They got to about the 5-yard line with about a minute to go, and then on 4th and 2, not the best day for Reggie Wayne. Listen, it might not have mattered, but that one went right through his hands. It would have cut it to 1 score, and then you go for an onside kick. Instead, it was Gatorade shower time, and for the 44th year in New Orleans, they win Super Bowl 44. Drew Brees, your MVP.
Just knowing the culmination of all the hard work and all the adversity and resiliency that we've shown as a team in our city.
Brees was magnificent. He just played so well, so efficient. I thought we blocked him pretty good. Gave him time. We had the 1 sack, but this is pretty strong right here. Can't describe how it feels.
When you're able to win a trophy, a Super Bowl, for a city that needed something like this, as part of a rebuilding process of a city that was destroyed, it makes it that much more special.
I give the Saints a lot of credit. They played well in all phases, made some critical plays. Teams, defense made stops when they had to, and Drew did a good job getting his team in the end zone. They deserve to win today.
I told our guys that our head may be bloody but unbowed, so they're proud of the way they fought all year long. They did a great job of representing our franchise and did a tremendous job during the regular season, but you don't get any trophies for regular season. So we're going to take our disappointment and let it fuel us a little bit and see what 2010 brings us.
Well, I don't think Jim Caldwell and the Colts would be disappointed if they played 4 quarters like outscored the Saints 10-0 in that first quarter. But after that, Indy's offense could only manage 7 more points in the final 3 quarters. The defense wasn't any better as the Saints did not punt on their last 7 possessions. And that might have been the most surprising thing about Super Bowl 44, Tim, because of the way the Colts defense played. Listen, the Saints, who are a pretty good running team, could not run the ball at all. Only 51 yards on Super Sunday. And it didn't matter because with very little pressure, Drew Brees carved him up.
Yeah, when you mentioned pressure, and that certainly is key for Drew Brees and really any offense, but they protected him well, and they also used formations to get good matchups against that zone coverage that the Indianapolis Colts were running. You're going to see here Jeremy Shockey, the lone receiver down the bottom of the screen, covered by a corner. It's zone coverage here. That's going to put Marcus Colston, the Saints' best receiver, matched up in zone coverage on a linebacker. This is stealing for Drew Brees. Just a little option route on third down. He's able to fall forward for the first down. Again, 3-by-1 set. Jeremy Shockey down on the bottom. A corner down to that side. It's zone coverage again. There's Colston, the inside receiver up top. He's going to have a linebacker trying to relate to him in zone coverage. Can't stay with him. He's able to pick up a big completion to get down into scoring range. Really an excellent job of designing plays by Sean Payton. One of those same exact look led to Jeremy Shockey's touchdown, and obviously Drew Brees an excellent job of finding the open receiver in those situations.
Yeah, it's funny. You go over the stats. He had 7 incompletions. I don't remember them. Maybe a couple were spikes and a couple of drops. And speaking of drops, Herm, we saw some critical ones for the Indianapolis Colts, especially that one by Pierre Garçon where they could Garcon, where they could have gone up maybe 13 or 17-3, really changed the complexity of this game.
It really did. And you're talking about third down situations, a big drop, and then all of a sudden 3rd and 1, you don't convert it. And when you're talking about offensive football, the thing you like to do offensively, chains moving, but the only way you do it, you have to convert on third downs. And this is a third down you must convert. You have to catch this ball. He's trying to run before he really they lose this. Now all of a sudden you have a fullback in the game.
When
for
does
these
that
guys,
happen?
and that never happens. Very conservative play calling coming out from the end zone, and they don't convert there. They have to punt. Saints get the ball back. They kick a field goal, and all of a sudden the momentum of the game changes.
And that was after that big 4th down and goal stand by the Indianapolis Colts. They were way conservative. Series 1 first down there. They run out the maybe they score. Instead, it goes the other way, and then, of course, you start the second half with maybe the greatest call in the history of a Super Bowl. The first onside kick successful outside the 4th quarter, the onside kick to start the second half. Now on ESPN.com, Pat Yasinkas writes, Sean Payton took a number of well-calculated risks, but it was the only way to take down the mighty Colts. Also, check out NFL.com for more Super Bowl action. Still ahead on NFL Live, it was a pick 6 that sealed a Super Bowl win, but what did it do to the legacy of one Peyton Manning? And we'll talk to Saints quarterback Drew Brees about what this win meant for him personally and professionally. You want to stick around to hear what number 9 has to say.
Hi, this is Tony Kornheiser from Pardon the Interruption, and you are watching ESPN America, American for Sports.
PTI. For the widest choice of official North American sports merchandise, for the perfect gift to collect or just to look good and support your team, visit ESPNAmerica.com.
Wednesday Night Hoops on ESPN America. It's a conference doubleheader as Big East rivals square off. First, we're with the Connecticut Huskies as they roll into Syracuse to face the Orange Men. Then another chapter from one of sports' greatest rivalries is about to be written. North Carolina versus Duke. It all starts Wednesday at midnight. Wednesday Night Hoops, live on ESPN America.
The party in New Orleans started last night and ain't going to end anytime soon. I can promise you that. Monday afternoon, that is the Super Bowl champion Saints arriving back in New Orleans. Parade scheduled for Tuesday. That's all good for New Orleans. This is the play that will haunt Peyton Manning. Down 7 late in the 4th, instead of driving for a tying score, a devastating pick 6 to Louisiana native Tracy Porter that ends any chance at a comeback. Here's what Peyton had to say.
Porter made a great play on the ball. He made a good break on it and just made a heck of a play. That's all I can say about it. Porter made a heck of a play. It's kind of a play we run a lot, and Porter just made a great play on it.
Well, that's the one that Indianapolis and the Colts and their fans certainly did not expect. But again, going back to what you said earlier, when you look at that again and again and again, where do you see some of the blame lying?
I mean, I certainly think, look, as a quarterback, and Peyton Manning did the right thing. I mean, look, the guy did make a very good play. Tracy Porter had a nice jump on the football. With that being said, if I'm a quarterback and that's the route that's being run, I'm counting on that receiver to get. Worst thing that could happen is maybe offensive pass interference, but you can't let it be intercepted.
Yet that's exactly what happened. And guys, had the Colts won this game, there would be the conversation with 2 Super Bowl rings, 4 MVPs, on his way to being #1 in every category statistically. Peyton Manning was going to be on that very short list of quarterbacks to be considered the greatest of all time. With this interception, how does that affect his legacy?
Well, I think his legacy is at this time in his career, it's not defined yet because his career is not over. And you talk about Peyton Manning, all of a sudden, we anticipated him winning this football game. And if he won this game, we were going to put him in there with the elite quarterbacks. But here again, if he wins this football game, basically he's won 2 Super Bowls. There's a couple guys ahead of him right now when you think about legacy and longevity. You're talking about Joe Montana winning 4. You're talking about Terry Bradshaw winning 4.
Aikman 3.
And Brady 3. So all of a sudden, he's a part of the group. But I think more than anything else, how about Drew Brees? Drew Brees is all of a sudden, he's kind of getting into that conversation.
Well, he is. I mean, he's won as many as Peyton has won.
Yeah, and I don't know that the interception necessarily affects Peyton's legacy as much as he appeared human because his team lost a game in the Super Bowl. Now, like Coach is saying, Joe Montana undefeated in those Super Bowls. Peyton Manning can't say that. And I think if you're going to compare him to those type of guys, then certainly that's got to be part of the equation.
You go back to Joe Montana and the rally he had against the Cincinnati Bengals to drive them to that winning score. If you're Peyton Manning, you're the Colts. Hey, down 7, 5.5 to play. It's all set up. This is what you live for. And unfortunately for Peyton and the Colts, the outcome was not what they had in mind. However, the Saints could not care less about any of that. And when we continue here on NFL Live, we'll talk to Drew Brees, who's having one heck of a day after one heck of a Sunday. Drew Brees, MVP, coming up on NFL Live.
Pardon the interruption, but I'm Mike Wilbon.
And I'm Tony Kornheiser. We are the crass American hosts of PTI, and we demand that you watch us on ESPN America.
Every day we bicker about the major American sports issues of the day.
Are we getting any extra pay for this?
No.
So why exactly are we doing it?
To bring the world a little closer together.
I prefer cash, thank you.
Catch PTI on ESPN America.
I'm not saying another word until we get paid.
For the widest choice of official North American sports merchandise. For the perfect gift to collect or just to look good and support your team, visit espnamerica.com.
Kevin, don't do that, man. Come on.
I got this.
Screw up your hand, man.
Turn it up.
You're too close. This thing's gonna crush you.
No way, Kevin. Are you crazy? Maybe. Do it.
All this month, ESPN America is your college hoops haven. And with over 40 live games, we guarantee you won't miss a beat. Live college hoops all this month on ESPN America.
Has anybody ever taken down more impressive Brees? Divisional playoff took down 2-time MVP Kurt Warner. Brees put up the MVP-type numbers in the 45-14 blowout. NFC title game outdueled 3-time MVP Brett Favre. Brees engineered the game-winning drive in overtime, sending them to their first Super Bowl. And then, of course, on Super Sunday, Brees passed for 288 yards and beat 4-time champ, or MVP, Peyton Manning with a Super Bowl record 32 completions. Again, how he missed on 7, I'll never know. I don't remember any of them. We take you next level with the Saints passing game. Brees unstoppable throwing underneath 10 yards Sunday, completing 88% of his passes and 2 touchdowns. Now, in the regular season, Brees completed 76% of his passes for touchdowns on passes less than 10 yards. Now, all of that, sometimes phone call when you're doing a radio interview.
Did we lose him? Drew, are you there?
Excuse me. I'm sorry to interrupt, but Drew's taking a call from the president right now, so we'll have to get back to you, okay?
All right. Yes, we will. We understand that. Yes, we do.
Drew Brees joins us now on NFL Live, celebrating a Super Bowl championship at Disney World in Orlando. And Drew, wait, hang on. Hello? Oh, hey, Barack, how are you? No, I'm talking to Drew Brees. Can I call you back later? Okay. Just call me, he calls you. That had to be pretty cool, right?
Yeah, when the leader of the free world calls you on the phone, it doesn't matter who you're talking to, they're going to have to wait. So, yeah, that was obviously he called just to congratulate our team on the Super Bowl championship, and you know, he and that our team has with our fans and with the city of New Orleans. So that was really nice of him to call.
The city of New Orleans and what it's been through and what the team and you specifically have meant to the resurrection of that city has been well documented, and it's been a great marriage. But personally for you, what does this mean? Draft pick. The Chargers decided to take another quarterback. You got injured the last game you played for them. You weren't sure what you were going to get on the open market. And here you are after 4 amazing years in New Orleans, sitting not only as a Super Bowl champion, but as a Super Bowl MVP. What does all that mean to you?
It's special, you know, and it's just all part of the journey, you know. Where God's going to put you or what situations he's going to put you in, you got to understand that a reason, and it's all part of the master plan. And you know, I believe coming to New Orleans was winning a world championship city. It was all part of our destiny.
The game was great, the storyline is tremendous, but I think the shot that most people are going to remember from this Super Sunday is what happened after the game with you holding your son Balin in your arms, trying to soak in the moment. What was that like as a player and also as a father?
Unbelievable. I mean, I get teary-eyed every time I think about it, just because, you know, this being the first year of his life, a Super Bowl championship, you know, and every game he's been to this year, we've won. You know, a couple of those night games he wasn't able to come to, and those were the ones that we lost, but every game he's been to, we've won. And, you know, it's just been an unbelievable journey, and to sit there and hold him, you know, on the trophy stand and just kind of look out at the fans and, you know, listen to the sounds of the stadium and just feel that moment and watch the confetti down, and just told him how much I loved him and just how special that was for, you know, for us.
In the first year of his life, the 44th year of the New Orleans franchise life, and in the 44th Super Bowl, you and Balin, Super Bowl champs. Drew, we appreciate the time. Soak it all in, and I'm sure I'll talk to you down the road.
Definitely, Trey. Thanks.
What an unbelievable feeling. When we continue, what does a Super Bowl win do for Drew Brees' place among elite quarterbacks?
Starward Preferred Guest presents a spectacular winter promotion offering up to 40% off at participating hotels across Europe, Africa, and the Middle East when paying with your MasterCard. Enjoy your stay at Sheraton, 4 Points by Sheraton, W, Aloft, Le Méridien, Westin, the Luxury Collection, and St. Regis. Book now and pay with your MasterCard. More details on spg.com/MasterCardTV.
Wednesday Night Hoops on ESPN America. It's a doubleheader as Big East rivals square off. First, we're with the Connecticut Huskies as they roll into Syracuse to face the Orange Men. Then another chapter from one of sports' greatest rivalries is about to be written. North Carolina versus Duke. It all starts Wednesday at midnight. Wednesday Night Hoops, live on ESPN America.
All right, Drew Brees definitely better than the rest on Sunday. So as we start the hurry-up offense here, guys, what does this win do for Brees in terms of the upper echelon of quarterbacks right now?
Well, I think it puts him in the mix. It separates him from Aaron Rodgers, Phillip Rivers, Matt Manning, and Brees. Brady and Roethlisberger, those guys.
Yeah, and Favre, you're exactly right. He's in the conversation now.
Yeah, he's one of the top.
He's got a seat at the table.
He's got a seat at the table. Okay, so now the most important thing, your favorite Super Bowl commercials. Anybody?
Don't touch my Doritos and don't touch my mama.
That was good. Very good. What about you?
I'm going Betty White. Anytime you have Betty White getting tackled, that's pretty good.
I like the Bud Light House and Bud Light T-Pain pasta guacamole. See ya.
Got that good Stiller weather out here. Just that perfect temperature. It's gonna hurt just enough when you hit somebody. Got a little extra steam.